Hi, folks, and welcome back to the Potspoon Kitchen. Introducing to you Caribbean style stew fish, known by many different names in many different Caribbean countries. Today, we are going to be highlighting the vibrant flavors that brings a significance to this Caribbean cuisine. But we are going to be topping it off with a very special dumpling, some dasheen, and green fig. We're gonna be making a really nice Caribbean Saturday meal, and we have some green fig, we have some dasheen, some pumpkin because we're gonna be making a very special dumpling. We have some fresh okra, and we have our aromatics and our lemon for our fish. So let's get into seasoning the fish. I'm using two red fish. I bought these two fishes and they were referred to as grouper, but I know grouper to be bigger, and they look sort of like redfish, and this one looks a little bit like George Rankin, but not so much because it has red on this side. So I'm not sure what this one is called. If you know it, drop a comment in the comment section and let me know. And I'm gonna go and scale my fish. I'm gonna use some lemon now to give them a rinse. I'm thankful that gone are the days when I would clean fish at 7 and 8 years old and the scales would be all over me. By the time I was done, I was turned into a fish. Now I can clean fish and I don't have scales all over me, so I'm very thankful for that blessing. So we're going to go ahead and season these up. I've since added some fresh lemon juice in the fish, and I'm adding a teaspoon of fresh ginger, half teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of fish seasoning, a teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, but you can use fresh onion and fresh garlic, some of my Trini pepper sauce. You can find the recipe in the description box, 1 teaspoon of salt, and quarter cup of Trini green seasoning, and you will find this in the description box as well. It has pimento peppers, which is flavor peppers, ginger, garlic, onion, shanubeni, everything that you could name. And let's mix this up. Pack the seasoning, and we're going to leave this to rest for about 1 hour roughly. But all these flavors are not going to waste. For the dumplings, we're adding 3 cups of all-purpose flour, normally I don't measure this, but for the sake of the recipe I will. 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to mix this with 1 1/4 cup of pumpkin that I blended in my blender with about quarter cup of water. So I'm going to mix it until I know how much I need, and I will write everything in the description box. I believe I should use all of it. And pumpkin dumpling is very nutritious, and I want to try to get this as tight as I can. So already I know that I would need 1 1/4 cup. I like dumplings very tight. Some persons like it soft, but it's just a personal preference. I think if dumpling isn't nice and tight, it ain't right. And I'm going to roll this into a ball and let it sit. While I fry the fish. And our pumpkin dumpling is about done. We're gonna enjoy our stew fish with green fig. And I'm gonna score this and put them in the pot to boil. I miss the days when I could just go outside and get a Dasheen, pull a Dasheen and just come back inside and cook it. Well, I don't have that luxury anymore. So we're going to cut this in half. And wash these out and put them to boil. We're adding our Dasheen and our green banana. And we're going to salt the water. Cover it over and allow it to boil. And those are almost done. Let's fry the fish. We're not going to waste the seasoning from the fish because we're going to be using that into the sauce as well. And we're going to dip these in the oil. Oil is getting nice and hot. And let me know in the comment section if you are enjoying the recipes. So let's add these to the hot oil. And these are going to fry up nice and golden brown. Making about 8 to 10 dumplings with this. And there's many different ways to make dumplings. Any shape you want to make, you can. Shape them into balls. I'm not going to make these very big. I'm just going to make some little dumpling balls like this size. And today I believe I'm going to just use my cookie cutter and get some flower shapes from these. Let's roll them out. And for presentation purposes, I'm going to use a cookie cutter in the shape of flowers to make my dumplings. I'm going to do some of them a different way, how I normally do it. And these are going to be the dumplings on my plate with my fish. Any size I feel like I would roll, how thin or how thick I want them. And then I will just cut them in half and add these to boiling water. And this is the last of our dumplings. And we're going to head over to the pot, salt the water, and we're going to boil these up. Flat dumplings first. 15 minutes. And a key to know that when they are done, they're going to float on top. And there's going to be a lot of bubbles. These pumpkin dumplings are absolutely delicious. And these are what I sort of grew up on because I've had them as a child and even as an adult now. I still make them. And let's add our flowers dumpling. I'm going to stir this pot and cover it up and let it boil. Just a quick gentle stir so that they don't stick at the bottom. Amazing. And that's all they need. So cover it up and see you in 15 minutes. And these dumplings are done. 15 minutes and they've been floated nicely. So let's take them out. We're going to wash them in some cold water to remove the excess starch, because when these get cold they're going to stick together and I don't want that. Let's flip our fish over. Nice and crispy, just the way I like them. The oil has been drained off and I left the fried flour in there, and we're going to add 3 cloves of garlic. This flour in here is going to thicken up the sauce and give it a nice toasty color and add to the flavor. We're going to add our aromatics, chopped onions, and as I said before, all the amounts are going to be in the description box. Carrots, because carrots take longer to cook and hence the reason I cut them so small. And to this I am adding a few pieces of thyme, fresh thyme. At this point I'm going to add about 8 ochros, and the ochro is absolutely optional. You can omit the ochro if you wish. I'll back the fish seasoning to this. This is flavor and you don't want to waste anything. ,400 ml of hot water. And I'm going to cover this and allow the ochros and the carrots to cook. Let this cook for about 10 minutes. A tablespoon of tomato ketchup, 4 allspice berries, about a teaspoon of fish seasoning, a teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 cup of green bell pepper, and 1/2 cup of chopped chives. Give it a mix, and we are almost at the end. Salt to taste. Once it's to your liking, that's all you need. 1 chopped tomato, cover it over again for about 2 to 3 minutes. We're going to add back the fish now. And we're going to cover this with our amazing sauce.
As the stew is simmering, it's bursting the kitchen with this delightful aroma. If you enjoyed making this recipe with me, give this video a comment, give the video a subscribe, like the video, and comment, and let me know what's the name of the fish that I used. Thank you for joining. See you on another good day for another great recipe.